My friend Warren Mendes is cooking up a storm today in the Everyday Gourmet kitchen. We're going to do a twist on the classic seafood marinara.
Yes, instead of a regular tomato sauce, we're using a Bloody Mary as a tomato sauce base.
What a brilliant idea.
Well, I thought everybody loves a Bloody Mary, not just if you have a hangover, but, take those great flavours of, some vodka, which is great in a pasta sauce.
Yes.
And some Worcestershire, which is not only hard to say, but also delicious. And then some Tabasco, which gives it a really nice fiery kick to the pasta.
And then some celery.
Yeah, which gives it a real nice savoury kick as well. And we're going to use those leaves as a garnish too, so we're not going to get rid of them.
Yep.
So I might get you working on those tomatoes first.
Can
and I'll do the celery.
Okay.
So I've just got some cherry tomatoes and we're just going to halve them.
Yep.
Okay, and I'm going to work on the celery. So we'll just reserve those leaves. We're going to use them as a garnish and then, as top to give it some really nice flavour. So with all the celery stalks, I'm just going to cut them into really fine dice because we don't want big chunks of celery. So a bit of your knife work testing and just go and cut them into about 4 slices each.
Warren, now you're a food editor, you're a food stylist. It's a very interesting job. It's all about perfection too, isn't it?
Well, look, I know you can kind of have a bit more leeway when you're doing savoury recipes and not with baking, but I think what I've tried to do, like my whole career has been about writing recipes and making sure they work for people when they're cooking them at home.
You're spot on, Woz. And let's talk about this gorgeous array of seafood that we have in front of us. What are you using today?
So look, ordinarily for this recipe, you just need a marinara mix, which you could buy from your fishmonger or from the supermarket. But I just thought we'll pick apart some of the ones we really want to use. The recipe will work with kind of any mixture of seafood, but we've got some beautiful prawns, we've got some pippies, some mussels, salmon, any firm white fish, snapper, you could use ling, anything like that, and also some squid tubes. So in with some extra virgin olive oil. Don't be shy with it either if you're using good olive oil. And then we're just going to go in with our celery and those tomatoes as well. So we can dump those in. So if you can just pass me that pasta. At the same time, we're going to be cooking our pasta because what we do is when we drain it, we go straight into the dish.
Okay, so just some egg spaghetti here.
And of course, when you are cooking pasta, a lot of salt should go in your water. I think people can kind of be shy, but I think it's the only time that that pasta is getting seasoned. So you really want it to absorb all that. A bit of a twist and go in there.
You've done that a few times.
Just a couple, yeah. Don't cut back on my pasta.
No,
obviously.
we love our pasta, don't we?
Okay, so I'll just get you prepping some of that seafood.
Sure.
So if you can chop that into about, 2-3 centimetre cubes, and then also slice up those squid tubes.
Can do.
We'll just get a lid on our pasta so it cooks quick. And I'm just going to chop up some of the garlic.
Now, where did your passion for food come from?
I don't know, I think I come from a family where there's always lots of food. Mum's always in the kitchen. We kind of always gathered around foods. I just think that's where it kind of spurred from. Okay, so the garlic can go straight in.
Okay.
Don't hold back on the garlic.
Lots of garlic with the seafood.
Some tomato paste. So tomato paste you always need to cook out a little bit when you add it. So we're going to add that in now. And just to get rid of that raw concentrated tomato flavour, just cook that before we add the rest of our sauce elements. And so now here come the elements for the Bloody Mary. So we've got vodka. Don't hold back on the vodka. It is delicious.
One for the pot, one for me.
Yes. And some of the Worcestershire sauce, which gives it a lovely bit of sweetness. And then some Tabasco. I like it quite hot, so I'm going in with a decent amount of Tabasco.
Yeah, let's go fiery today.
I'll take a spoon. Give that a stir together. And now what I'm going to do is those tomatoes are obviously beautiful, but I want to get all those juices out. So I've just got a masher here, and we're just going to lightly crush them. So what that does is you can see it pushes out all the juices from those tomatoes, and just push out, just gently, don't go too crazy.
That smells exquisite.
Good. You can smell, you almost smell that sweetness as well.
I'm almost getting quite thirsty for a Bloody Mary now.
You can have one after as well. So if we go in now with some of our seafood, I'm obviously not going to add all of this, but I'm going to get a nice mixture of it. So we'll go in with our prawns. We'll go in with some of those, shells as well. Put a few of those mussels in there. And then some of those, more delicate pieces like the salmon and our white fish. Just spread that in there. Look, let's not be shy. I think we're going to eat it anyway. And then
when you do a seafood marinara, it's a celebratory dish.
Exactly.
You don't have this every day. If you're going to use an array of seafood, it can be a little expensive.
Exactly.
So
the thing is, this flavour is so punchy. You don't have to use things that are too high in flavour, like something like a salmon or that is really good because it absorbs and really welcomes other flavours. So all we do now, lid on, and we can let that steam for a few minutes so all that shellfish can open, and then we want those prawns just cooked and the calamari just tender so they're not going to be too tough.
And by the time that's done, our pasta will be ready and then we can plate up.
Definitely. Okay, so the pasta's cooked. Seafood's cooked.
Oh. That smells good.
And I know you're not going to argue with this. A bit of butter to finish off that sauce. And the reason we're doing this, the butter just kind of mellows everything out. It just adds a little bit of creaminess without becoming a creamy pasta, and just melt that in there. Yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mix in the pasta straight from the pot, and we're going to drag some of that water with us.
Good idea.
But also, if you can, just get about half a cup or so and just put it in here. Because as we put the pasta in here, they're still going to soak up some more of that sauce. So if you can chop up those celery leaves as I mix the two here. Okay, so it's pasta straight in without making too much of a mess.
And it's al dente.
Perfectly al dente. Okay, so just mixing up here and just get, you want all that pasta entirely coated. And in the last minute of cooking, all that pasta is soaking up all that beautiful sauce. And we are good to go.
This one.
Okay, so we're ready to serve up. So generous portions. And let's just guide ourselves over. Again, try not to mess. I mean, look at that steam. This is enticing, isn't it?
I love watching Warren plate up. You can see the food stylist come out in him, concentrating. Making sure
don't make me
it looks
talk.
good, the lighting's good. There's an
multitask.
even portion of pasta to seafood.
And look, I know you love the trick, so we'll do another bit of our twisties again.
Yes, I love the little nest.
You do this at home even when you're cooking pasta for yourself, I'm sure, don't you?
You know, it's pretty sad, I actually do.
Really?
I just like things to look good.
Yeah,
When you
why
eat it, it makes it more appealing, right?
Exactly. And then make sure you get lots of that sauce. Drizzle that over.
That's what it's all about.
It is. There we go. Final garnish. I'm going to let you do the honours.
All right. What if I do it wrong, Warren? It doesn't look camera ready.
No, it looks beautiful. Great. What about a bit of celery bake?
I was just about to. All right, let's dig in.
Stick it.
Ooh, I'm going to start with
Get a
one of
good
these.
twist there. Oh, yeah, I should have gone one of those instead.
Yum. So good. It's such a weird thing because you think you're having a drink, the Bloody Mary, the flavour's there, but then you've got seafood marinara and the delicious pasta that's soaked up all the flavours.
It's a perfect combination for a hangover, I reckon. Pasta and a Bloody Mary.
That is spot on. That is a divine dish. Awesome, was.